Built back in the 1960s, the Hyatt Regency continues to be a staple in downtown Atlanta. With an architectural design that was ahead of its time, it became one of the few places in our city where African Americans felt accepted and welcomed.
Yeah, so I got a chance to visit what is now known as the Hotel of Hope, a place that opened its doors at a time when civil rights leaders were denied a place to gather. An iconic 22-story building.
It was the tallest building in the city. It had an open atrium.
Built just before the end of the civil rights era.
The bricks were laid with both black and white hands.
Opening as the Regency Hyatt House in 1967, the hotel's area vice president and general manager, Derek Morrow, says it was a place that provided light during a dark time in history.
He had actually invited some folks down to meet with him, and actually most of them are predominantly white folks that he invited down to have a meeting to talk about the civil rights efforts.
Morrow says Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his wife Coretta Scott King were holding a meeting at a separate hotel blocks away from the Hyatt when they were kicked out because of the color of their skin.
Manager came and spoke to him and basically said, we really don't want you here. We prefer that you leave.
So they left, walked up a few blocks, and stumbled upon what they called the Hotel of Hope.
They looked at our hotel and said, we hope that that hotel will do the right thing one day.
And do the right thing they did, allowing Dr. King to host the 10th annual session of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in August of 1967. A bold move at a time when the convention focused on racism, poverty, and capitalism.
This SCLC meeting was held in the Regency Ballroom. Sidney Poitier was here, and I mentioned Zernola Clayton, who kind of put it all together. And that's not to mention the Andrew Youngs and that were here during that period of time. We had Aretha Franklin here, who performed apparently an epic performance that evening.
In that same ballroom, Dr. King made an address asking, where do we go from here?
Believe in yourself and believe that you're somebody.
Hope was found in and beyond these four walls.
We wanted to do something for the King family and to keep that relationship that we have with them here in the hotel.
In 2017, the Hyatt dedicated this space to the King family, naming it the Coretta Scott King Suite.
As you can see, a lot of the artifacts that are here in this room are from the King collection and the King family. And Bernice King has been a great supporter of our hotel and a great supporter and assisted us with putting this together.
Walls full of iconic photos.
So these are pictures that came from the family, and as you can see, you know, there's President Clinton.
And these pictures only tell a piece of the story.
Yeah. When you talk about hope, right? I think with all that was going on during that time, it was a little bit before my time, but with all that was going on during that time, you had this structure there that says, maybe this will be the one.
With thousands of visitors a year to the hotel, Morrow says preserving this history is necessary for our city.
There are factions out there that want to take away our history, and I think it's really critical for us, and I know for me, to assure that that history lives on.
I mean, it's incredible, the history that is just there in that hotel. And there are so many people that visit each year. But I know you're wondering, how much does it cost for me to rent out the Coretta Scott King Suite?
How much?
You can't, unfortunately.
You and I couldn't afford it?
No, we're not on the list where they'll allow us to do it, unfortunately. So it's not open to the public, but it is a room that is used pretty heavily by the King family.
Okay.
So when they have events and whatnot there, they're always able to use it.
And when dignitaries come in, that sort of thing, perhaps. Okay, very interesting. I tell you what, no matter how long you live in Atlanta, you learn something new every day. Check out our website. Great stories there for Black History Month.